What's up guys? Hope all of y'all are having a great day. If you're new to my channel, I'm Chris and I do unboxing and review videos for all kinds of tech and gadgets. I also on occasion do some DIY videos. Anyways, today I'm going to be unboxing and reviewing an all-metal egg cooker and a coffee cup warmer from Vobaga. This is not a sponsored video, but to be completely transparent, they did send me these two items to test out. But that won't affect my review of these products in any way. I'll let all you egg lovers and hot coffee drinkers out there know how these devices work and if there's something worth buying. So stay tuned and we'll get to it. Starting with the egg cooker. I've seen these around, but I've never considered purchasing one, so I was glad when Vobaga reached out and volunteered to send me one to review. According to their site, the egg cooker can perfectly cook your eggs every time, whether you want them poached, made into custard, or hard, medium, or soft boiled, which I didn't even know there were 3 different kinds of boiled eggs. I knew about the hard and soft boiled eggs, but I'm not sure what the medium boiled looks like, so that's something that I'm excited to see. This egg cooker uses heat and steam to achieve the desired results that you're looking for. Now when it comes to the coffee warmer, it looks like your standard coffee warming plate that you would use to keep your drink warm. But what's cool about it is that it comes in a number of different designs and colors and has some special features. So let's start by unboxing these two devices to see what we get. This is the Vobaga all-metal egg cooker. If you look on the box, this is the model VOB08 with the frequency of 60 Hz, a capacity of 7 pieces, meaning it can cook 7 eggs at a time. It's named the G cooker. It's got a voltage of 110 volts and a power consumption of 350 watts. It's about 160 by 160 by 190 millimeters. It's got features such as anti-dry and an adjustable temperature, and it's made of an all-metal stainless steel material. The box itself is a no-frills type of packaging, which has always been a good thing because they spend more time on the product rather than the packaging itself. So let's open this. Okay. So at first you get your instruction manual. It tells you how to use this and how to set it up and what the contents are. Good styrofoam packaging. And the egg maker itself. So every part seems to come individually wrapped. So you have your all-metal lid with the design on the front. You've got your tray. I guess this is the drip tray where you place the water. You've got the egg tray, which is where you place the eggs, and it's got little indentions for each of the eggs. You've got your measuring cup, and assume this is how you fill it with water. And then you've got the base itself, which this is probably the heating area. And then of course it's got the power button. So pretty standard. Okay, we'll put this aside and we'll move on to the warmer. So this is the coffee warmer. It's got 3 temperature settings. It's got auto shut off after 4 hours. It's got a 9 centimeter heating plate, so a lot of surface area. Uniform heat dissipation, so that's something we'll probably have to test out. And it's got a simple appearance. So what I liked about this was that it has all these different designs that you can choose from. So if you look on the back, you've got a black one, you've got a white one, and you've got a wood grain one. There are also other versions, such as a pink one and some other different styles that you can choose from. But I went ahead and chose the plain black one. It's got a voltage of 120 volts and a power consumption of 20 watts. And the plate diameter is about 9 centimeters. So it also says on the side you can heat water, tea, milk, coffee, and any kind of other beverages. So let's unbox this. Okay, again, individually wrapped. Comes with your instruction manual. And then it's got the hot plate itself, the coffee warming plate itself. So the plate itself feels like a ceramic material, and then the rest of it is made of plastic, and it's got these touch sensor buttons on it for you to power it on and then choose between the different levels of heat. So with them unboxed, let's go ahead and test them out to see how they work. So the first thing I wanted to attempt was to make a poached egg. Now the directions call for 80 milliliters of water, and the cook time should be around 10 minutes. So what you want to do is start by placing the correct amount of water in the base tray by using the included measuring cup. Next, after the water, you need to place the steaming rack on the base tray itself, and then after that, you crack open and pour your egg into the stainless steel bowl. And then last but not least, you put the cover on, secure it, and then press the power button. The device itself should be smart enough to shut off on its own once the egg is done cooking. Now, one thing I forgot to do, and this is something that I recommend doing now that I've used this a couple of times, is to make sure that you apply some cooking oil or grease to the stainless steel bowl to make sure that you can easily remove the egg. You'll notice I didn't do this the first time around, which made it a little difficult to remove the egg. The oil just makes it easier for the egg to slide off. Now, as you'll notice, while the poached egg is cooking, I decided to do some prep work and start preparing for the next egg cooking attempt, making a steaming egg custard. Now this involves mixing and beating the egg to a consistent liquid. For this, it was recommended that I use a chopstick to stir in a circular motion. This mixes the egg and avoids creating air pockets and bubbles, and leaves you with a more consistent egg mix. I decided to attempt to make a more traditional Chinese custard, which is a Chinese dessert that's sweet and usually wrapped in a flaky dough. It's called the dan tat, or an egg tart in English. Mine, however, would only be the custard part itself, without the flaky crust. So for that, I added a little bit of sugar. So, as you can see, my first attempt at a poached egg was alright. It was a little bit more well done than it should have been, but I'll go ahead and chalk that up to user error. It did, however, cook the egg and deliver a pretty well done over easy style egg. It's probably something that I'm going to have to work on and over time to perfect. And as you can see, not putting oil in the pan made it a little bit difficult to remove the egg itself. Now, with the egg mixture complete, my next attempt was to try to use the egg cooker to make a steaming egg custard, which needs 100 milliliters of water and should take approximately 14 minutes to cook. Again, all you need to do is use the included measuring cup to add 100 milliliters of water to the base tray, and then add the steaming rack and then place the thoroughly mixed egg mixture into the stainless steel bowl. Close the lid and start the egg cooker. Again, you'll want to make sure that you don't forget to add oil to the base plate to make sure the egg releases and comes off easily. Now, like before, the egg cooker should shut off on its own when it's done cooking. So what's good about this egg cooker is that it produces virtually no smoke and has a small enough footprint so you can place it anywhere. It's also very easy to clean, with most of the accessories, with the exception of the measuring cup and the base unit, being dishwasher safe. While the egg is cooking, the blue light on the power button will remain on. It'll turn off when it's done, and you'll also hear a little click. Now, as you can see, my first attempt at making steaming egg custard did not turn out too well. I was a little deflated, kinda like the egg custard itself, that it didn't turn out like it should. Oh well, that's 2 for 2 failures on my part. One thing to note, however, is that the recommended water levels may vary, so you might have to experiment a little. Now, for my third attempt, which should be fairly easier, is to make a soft-boiled egg. With this, you need to remove the lid from the bottom of the measuring cup to expose a pin which you'll use to puncture the eggshell. Now preparing a soft-boiled egg should take 40 milliliters of water and a cook time of around 6 minutes according to the instructions. Now for the next 3 egg cooking styles, you won't need the stainless steel dish and instead just need to place the egg or eggs on the steaming tray itself. You should be able to cook up to 7 eggs at a time. Now, be careful when you're removing the egg. It is hot to the touch and it can burn you. And how did this egg turn out? Aside from the terrible shell peeling, it turned out perfect. Hard on the outside and soft and gooey on the inside. I'm now 1 for 3. Next on the menu is a medium boiled egg. Now this style of egg is something that I don't hear much about. But for this style of egg, you'll need about 60 milliliters of water and a cook time of about 8 minutes. Again, the egg cooker will do all the work. You just need to set it and forget it. The boiled eggs are probably the easier of the styles to figure out using the egg cooker, so it's a stretch, but I'm going to assume it's very unlikely that either I or anyone can mess these up. But then again, I sometimes do surprise myself. Now I mentioned previously that the recommended levels of water may vary. To this day, I'm getting closer when it comes to making custard, but still have not yet figured out the perfect amount of water to add to make it. I only try once in a while since I'm not a fan of wasting food. So, if you have used this egg maker and have a good idea of how to successfully make the custard, leave me a message or recommendation or even instructions in the comments section below. I also learned through trial and error that rolling the egg in cool water after it's done cooking makes it a lot easier to handle. It also makes it easier to peel the shell off. So that's another good use for the stainless steel dish when boiling eggs. So how did the medium boiled egg turn out? I'm now 2 for 4. Perfectly hard on the outside and fairly cooked on the inside. Not too much, not too little. And now onto the 5th and probably the most common and easy style of egg to cook, a hard-boiled egg. This takes around 80 milliliters of water and about 10 minutes to prepare. By now you're probably wondering what I'm going to even be doing with all of these eggs. Well, to be completely honest, we ended up eating all of them. But as a result, we ended up not eating eggs for the next 2 weeks. While the hard-boiled eggs were cooking, I figured that I would attempt to make the steamed egg custard again, and started whipping up the remaining 3 eggs that I had left. I just couldn't let myself be defeated without trying at least one more time. And as you can see, the hard-boiled egg turned out perfect. The best part is, I didn't even have to sit there and watch it boil in a pot of water, which was nice. And finally, my last attempt for the day was to try and make the steamed egg custard again. This time I didn't add any sugar, and instead added a little bit more water, assuming that more moisture would leave it a little bit more moist, and hopefully give it a more wet custard feel. I also used non-stick spray on the stainless steel pan this time around. And because I wanted to give it more substance, I also used the remaining 3 eggs instead of just 1 egg. The result? It definitely did turn out more fluffy, but again, as soon as I removed the cover, it did start to deflate again. And just to note, this is not what the custard should look like, as you saw in the previous example I showed in my first attempt. This is one that I will definitely need to keep trying to prepare. It's probably going to take a lot more trial and error before I can even figure this one out. So again, if you have any tips, tricks, or advice, please leave me a message in the comments section below. I'd really appreciate it. And now that the eggs are prepared and done, it's time to prepare some coffee so we can test out the coffee warmer heating pad. Since I don't drink coffee, I asked my wife for help on this one, which she was happy to oblige. That's not to say that this heating pad can't keep your other beverages warm, because it definitely can. Now, with an assortment of eggs prepared and done, and a hot cup of coffee brewed, it's time to sit down and enjoy a hearty breakfast. Of course, I wanted to let the coffee sit a little to cool down so we could thoroughly test the coffee warmer. And with the press of a button to turn the coffee warmer on, you can select from either warm, medium, or hot to keep your coffee heated at your preferred temperature. To this day, my wife loves this coffee warming pad. It works perfectly to heat and keep warm her coffee and my tea, and does so for up to 4 hours, after which it turns itself off. In our opinion, it does what it says and it works perfectly. According to the product pages, Vobaga's products are all made to last. The egg cooker is made up of all metal stainless steel and at least to me feels very high quality. And according to the site, all products are rust proof and easy to clean, which does seem to be true based on my uses, but only time will tell. The egg cooker accessories are all dishwasher safe, so cleaning was as easy as rinsing and putting them in the dishwasher. And what's great about their products is that they all carry a satisfaction guarantee, as well as a 24-month repair policy. The egg cooker currently sells for $29.98 and the coffee warmer is on sale for $25.99, but that price can differ based on which design you want. The egg cooker can cook an egg or multiple eggs in just as much time as it takes to boil water, and at the same time the coffee warmer will keep your coffee and drink warm until you're ready to eat your perfectly prepared eggs. Both devices are easy to use, and when it comes to the egg warmer, the included instructions are easy enough to understand in preparing your egg any way you like. I'm actually glad that Vobaga sent these to me to review, especially with Christmas rolling around. Both of these products would be great gifts to give either family or friends, or even great white elephant or Secret Santa gifts to give around the office. Given their relatively inexpensive and reasonable price tag, I think these would be great gifts for anyone. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed my unboxing and review of the Vobaga egg cooker and the coffee warmer. Please support my channel by smashing that like button and hitting the subscribe button below. Please also make sure you ring that bell icon and leave me a comment in the comments section below. And until next time, see ya.